I'm Maren Swanson, CEO of LoveHappyHour.com and host of Making It with Maren. I'm here to share with you my love for drinks, food, and deals. Together we can explore the happiest of hours and a whole lot more. Cheers. So here we are, ready to check out some great wines at Foxen Vineyard. I recently headed up to the Santa Maria area to visit one of my favorite vineyards and wineries, Foxen. Founders Dick Doré and Bill Wathen started making sustainable wine together at Foxen in 1985. Visit their tasting rooms daily from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and taste some of their fantastic varietals.
Well, we still have the shack, and that's becomes the address, 7200 Foxen, and then this is Foxen, and we're basically separated our wines to we're doing Burgundy and Rhone here, and Bordeaux and Calatal. We make entirely too many wines. So, of the 28 we make, we separate now so that we can have two tasting rooms and people can come and taste it both, and that's what most people do.
And it's you and who else who started Foxen?
I'm sorry?
Who else started?
My partner Bill, who's probably back in the lab right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we started back in 1985. We started making hobby wine until we made more than we could drink, and then we started selling it. So.
And why did you get into winemaking?
Because I liked wine.
That's
and
amazing.
The opportunity afforded itself. My family's owned this property since 1837, so when I had an opportunity to move back up to the house that I grew up in down the road here, it was a great chance, and the first vineyards were going into the area, and I'd been a banker in a previous life and knew I didn't want to do that, and I liked the outside, so I started working in the vineyards. And I met my now business partner Bill, who ran one of the local vineyards. That's our logo. That was my great-great-grandfather, William Benjamin Foxen. That was his cattle brand. He was a English sea captain turned cattle rancher, and married a lady that had a lot of influence and got this canyon as a Mexican land grant. Here we have 20 acres. It's all dry farm, meaning we don't have water. So we're praying for rain. So anyway, we're getting ready, right? This is the time of year when all the wine has been brought in, it's in barrel, and we're starting to rack the wine off the lees to get it ready to go back into barrel for more aging. That's what we are. We've had a very good vintage this past year and the year before, following a horrible vintage in 11. We didn't have any trouble with quality, but we had a lot of trouble. We were down 50 to 70% in most of our vineyards.
Wow.
So actually, that's the exciting news about Foxen, that as this coming June, we start releasing our 9 single vineyard Pinots that we're now making. And we have a pretty good quantity of most of them, 200-300 cases. So it's rather exciting.
Next, we headed to the shack to taste some of Foxen's popular Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays, along with some new varietals and blends. A little Pinto. Sure, fine.
So Maureen, this used to be, back in the olden days, this was the blacksmith shop for the ranch. And there used to be a stagecoach to go through every day and would stop in case they had a tire or a rim or something that had to be replaced. They'd come right across the street and take care of it. So the anvil used to be right over here, and the big drill press, and pretty amazing. Yeah, Guillermo Grosso, also where you had the Volpino, that is a Sangiovese called Rodino, the clone, whereas this is the Grosso clone.
Okay.
So it adds, it's just a different clone of Sangiovese.
Yeah, and this one's 50% Sangiovese, 50% Cabernet. This is a blend. It's a 53% Merlot, 47% Petit Verdot, and this is coming from Happy Canyon.
things a lot. It was really strange. The filming of it, we had to actually sort of fight with Alexander Payne a little bit because he wanted to film on a Friday, and that was our big day. And it was one of those things where it was, well, we're not going to pay you, we're a low budget Fox Searchlight, but we'll make you famous. And we went, oh, okay, yeah. And so we followed up with doing it on Thursday, which sort of disrupted their filming, and I don't think they were too happy about it. But anyway, about 3 weeks after the film was out, and the Academy Awards and all that, the buzz came about, I came up on a Saturday, and it was an entirely different scene. Where we'd been getting, maybe 50 to 100 people on a whole week, all of a sudden that week we got 1,000 people. And people were showing up in limos, and it was a much different crowd. It wasn't the 40s and 50s and 60s, it was the 20s and 30s with pierced ears and tattoos and whole new modern clientele. And it was great because not only did it focus on Santa Barbara County, but it made Pinot Noir. I mean, production and sales nationally went up 17% right after the movie. Luckily, we made a lot of Pinot Noir, so it helped us a lot. It's needless to say, we look back on it. It's always fun watching the movie again, looking at Virginia Madsen and her soliloquy about Pinot Noir.
Right.
And in fact, we watched it the other night at a big fundraiser we did in Santa Barbara for Direct Relief International, and they started the whole program showing that. And it was just really neat to go back and see that because it was beautiful. We do make a Merlot. We make a very good Merlot.
I want to try that Merlot, actually.
Yeah, it's a very good Merlot.
I heard and this could be, I heard that the Merlot market was affected by, it had almost a 30% drop in sales after the movie.
It was very much...
so it helped and it hurt.
It hurt. It hurt people up in Napa Valley. It didn't hurt anybody down here because nobody made much Merlot at that time anyway. But actually, Merlot grows exceedingly well down here, and make good wine out of it. And it was funny because in the movie, as it ends, he's drinking a Merlot. So that was the whole joke of the whole movie. And but see, when they made the movie, and it wasn't brought out in the movie, but in actuality, the Virginia Madsen character worked for us, and she worked down at the shack, and her name was Sandy, and she now lives up in Oregon or somewhere. But she worked for us for a number of years, and Rex Pickett, the author of Sideways, used to hang out at the winery all the time because he sort of was infatuated by her, and at night he'd go over and hang out at the hitching post where she worked at night. So she was actually our character, but because our tasting room, the shack, was so small, they filmed it down at San Ynez Winery.
Oh, all right.
But the actual story is, and I know Rex Pickett was always sorry that we didn't get more notoriety out of it, and in his second book, Vertical, actually we get a lot more action, but the problem is they're not making a movie out of it. So we see him a lot up here. Virginia Madsen has been very loyal to us. Alexander Payne's a wine club member of ours. So anyway, that was what it did for us.